Welcome, folks. I am Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hi.
We are watching Mandalorian. Just kidding. We're watching BOBA FETT Chapter 6. So, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut-down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. However, if you want to watch the whole thing with us, uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabyKoay, where you can watch the whole show with us, the whole series with us, but you will need your own Disney Plus subscription so you can open up the show in an adjacent window to our reaction, and it's like you're watching it with two of your favorite pals from the internet. Now, if you're watching this on Patreon already, thanks so much for supporting us here. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. And pretty please follow ACHARA KIRK because she is lonely.
I am.
On Instagram and her YouTube channel, youtube.com/ACHARA, where you can watch so many videos of hers that she posts all the time. Wink, wink. Okay, here we go.
I gotta pay a visit to a little friend.
Okay.
That's why I wore my Baby Yoda t-shirt today.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm very proud, very happy. Love him. Grogu.
Are we actually going to see him this time, or?
I don't know. I want to see Grogu. We need to make it happen, please.
The rest will follow.
Do you know where you are, gentlemen?
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
But out here, I'm the one tells folks what to do. I didn't see what's in that chest. And consequently, no laws have been broken, far as I'm concerned. If you gentlemen load up your wares and head back to where you came, we can chalk this one up to you guys reading the map wrong.
Are they gonna listen? I don't think so. Aye.
Think it through.
Quick draw. Dang.
Quick on that draw.
Yeah, he is.
Now load that chest and go. Consider it a fine for trespassing.
It's worth more than your town.
Well, then maybe I'll retire.
What are you gonna do with it, Sheriff? Or Marshal, rather? Oh. It even looks like the spice from Dune.
Yeah.
Wow. Does
Why
not
would you-
even care. He doesn't want no drugs in his town. It's like, get out of here with your spice. Looks very nice. Very green, lush.
Oh my gosh. I suppose this was an obvious cameo I didn't see coming.
Right.
I came to see the kid. Grogu?
Oh, what?
Oh. So many.
Oh shoot! I think that's the temple in the
Yeah.
new sequel in the new trilogy.
Yeah.
Well, it's flashed back in the new trilogy.
Yes. What?
Hey, droid, don't shut off. Wake up. Is that a bench? How long will I be waiting?
They just made him a bench to sit down on.
I knew it. I knew we were gonna get a wipe of some kind. I could feel it coming. But I thought I was gonna wipe over to Boba Fett.
Hey! Oh.
That looks a lot
He
better.
looks really good.
That looks way better.
Yeah.
Well, he's also not talking. He's just meditating. So.
Yeah. Oh my god. You know how he loves his froggies. Use the force.
Gotta concentrate. Gotta focus. I'm not thinking about the frog.
I love a snack.
Oh no.
This is not how you're supposed to use the force, Grogu. Come to me. I want to eat you. Nom 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 nom. Ah, Grogu, we're the same. Always thinking about snacks.
Grogu.
Oh, your snack ran away.
That looks so good.
I'm amazed.
That looks really, 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 really good.
Wow. It's like
Let's see him talk.
we went back in time. Oh, Whoa.
Shit.
All the snacks. Oh, his lies. Oh,
So
my
much
gosh. Pick one. Can you do?
All right, let's go for a walk.
God, I freaking love him.
We actually haven't seen Luke Skywalker talk yet. I wonder if that's on purpose.
Oh.
About someone you remind me of a great deal. His name was Yoda. He was small like you, but his heart was huge, and the Force was strong in him. He once said to me, "Let me help you remember."
Maybe he doesn't want to remember.
I will teach you to protect yourself.
How long will it take?
Hey.
Oh!
I thought you weren't going to help train Grogu.
I'm not. Master Luke is.
What is this place?
It will someday be a great school. Grogu will be its first student.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay.
Reunited.
So close and yet so far.
Right.
Are you doing this for Grogu? Or are you doing this for yourself?
Oh my gosh.
Stop influencing him. Let him go.
Just,
I
I want
want
to give him this.
So he will remember you.
No, as a Mandalorian foundling, he should have this. It's his right.
Perhaps he is a Padawan now.
Oh, lady. Let him go. Talk to him. Come on.
Either way, this armor will protect him.
Good. Go. Go.
Go, 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 go.
Come on, dude.
Go.
If you are set on it, then allow me to deliver it.
Oh.
Ah! I knew she was going to say that.
Grogu misses you a great deal.
Ugh. Gosh.
If he sees you, it will only make things more difficult for him.
If he gives the thing, will he know that it's from Papa Mando?
Make sure he's protected.
Man.
Ah,
It's a field and everything. I wanted to see them run back into each other's arms and hug.
right? Oh, such a good daddy. Oh. Oh.
He knows.
Yeah.
Let's see you jump. Feel the Force flow through you. You're trying too hard. Don't try.
Do.
Do. Hang on.
Oh, fan service.
Right?
Oh.
I was just thinking, I was like, oh, last time you did that, it was Master Yoda. Oh.
Through the Force, you will find balance as well.
Aw. Cue the music.
Oh, no.
Better.
Oh.
I can't stop admiring how good this looks.
I know.
This is a training remote. It will test your reflexes.
He's so teeny tiny.
No, that isn't how it works.
Oh!
Back up.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
The
Good
full,
job.
Full twist and everything.
Very good.
Oh, we're going full CGI sometimes now.
Yeah. Oh, look at the concentration. Dead.
Good.
You brought him a gift.
Sometimes I wonder if his heart is in it.
So much like your father.
What should I do about him?
Trust your instincts.
Oh, is he gonna let him go? Be like,
Will I see you again?
Perhaps. May the Force be with you.
you get tired? What are you gonna do? Turn around? No. Oh, is it not that far? Or he can travel really quickly.
Goes into hyper speed.
Yeah.
I'm here at the request of Fennec Shand.
Mayor Marchese is on their payroll and has flown off-world, which leads us to believe the storm is about to break. Here's a map of where they are gathering, based on whispers. We need foot soldiers.
I might be able to help with that.
Whoa.
You want to park your starship, you gotta do it out there in the flat.
I'm looking for Marshal Vanth.
I don't think you heard what I said.
I heard you.
I'll take it from here, Deputy.
Haven't seen you since you gave up your armor. How have you been?
More careful. Where's the little guy?
I need you to lead a garrison. Your people are good fighters, and there's plenty of credits in it for them, too. We need good people to step up, or the spice is bound to come through these parts.
As long as I'm here, that's not a problem. So why should they risk their lives for this Boba Fett?
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
Freetown.
It's called Freetown now.
We changed the name. Suits us better.
Well, I fought side by side with the citizens of Freetown. And they're brave people. And the Pikes Syndicate has us outnumbered, and we need your help.
The town wants no part of it. That's a city folk fight.
We're square.
Yes, we are. But I didn't think you were one to back down from bullies.
That big smile of yours lets you get away with anything. Things are tough around here, but I'll see what I can do.
I mean, at the very least, right?
Get the word out. I want all men and women of fighting age to come to town. I want to have a meeting.
Not our problem, Marshal.
No, but it might be after they hear what I'm going to say.
Who's that? Friend or foe?
Do me a favor and tell these people to head inside for a spell.
Oh. Oh. I mean, all signs are pointing to this is not good.
What's going on, boss?
Let me handle this, Deputy.
Oh.
I'm not leaving you out here alone.
Go inside.
And who might you be?
Whatever Fett is paying you, we'll match. And all you've got to do is stay put and let things play out.
Hey, the Marshal ain't for sale.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Kill.
Whoa.
What the hell?
I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you.
Is that friendly advice or a threat?
Boba Fett is a cold-blooded killer who worked for the Empire.
And you?
You should have never given up your armor.
Oh no. Oh no, I was afraid.
Well, he's going down.
I was afraid they were gonna do this to us. Because we saw how good he is, but this guy's terrifying.
Yeah.
Alright, dude. Like, you're gonna die.
He's gonna take them both out, isn't he?
Yeah. No!
Damn.
Tatooine belongs to the Syndicate. As long as the spice keeps running, everyone will be left alone.
This is an obvious nod to Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. I know that The Mandalorian is kind of like a space western, but this definitely feels very much like a western.
Now you gotta fight.
Yep. What are you gonna do? Fight or, I don't know, lay down and take it?
Uh-oh.
Wait! You forgot your cat
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I saw that coming.
Oh,
That's a reference to the
no.
Untouchables.
Oh, I felt sick. Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Oh. Open it! I want to see. It's yours.
Oh, that looks great.
The Mandalorian wanted you to have it.
That's so cute.
Does it expand?
It's teeny tiny. And so sparkly.
But before you take it, I will give you a choice.
Oh, God. Would you like a lightsaber?
This
Is it a tiny lightsaber?
is a lightsaber.
Oh my god, it's a tiny lightsaber.
Belonged to my teacher, Master Yoda. I'm offering it to you.
Why can't he have both?
Oh, those are mean choices.
But you may choose only one. If you choose the armor, you'll return to your friend, the Mandalorian. However, you will be giving into attachment to those that you love, and forsaking the way of the Jedi. But if you choose the lightsaber, you will be the first student in my academy, and I will train you to be a great Jedi. It will take you many years to master the ways of the Force, and you may never see the Mandalorian again. Because, Grogu, a short time for you is a lifetime for someone else. Which do you choose?
Do I have to make the choice right now?
Are they gonna let us see? They're gonna cut before they show us, right? Yeah.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Ah!
Man. Yeah, so in The Untouchables, in the very opening of the film, there was a scene like that where these businessmen came in, or at least one businessman came in and he left a suitcase, and this kid's like, "Oh, sir, you forgot your suitcase." And the whole place explodes.
Oh.
Yeah, it was exactly the same thing. That guy, that mysterious gunner,
Yeah.
his hat and everything, it looks just like The Man with No Name.
Oh.
Which is Clint Eastwood.
Right.
It's the Man with No Name trilogy.
Yeah. It was definitely very stylized, you know, with the way that they were kind of doing the scenes and stuff.
Yeah, and I liked it. I mean, it's a very obvious nod to Westerns and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's always been sort of branded that way, you know, the Star Wars Western. But they really went like full throttle with this one, where it's like, this is very much a Western.
Yeah, like the pacing and everything, and the shots, the angles, all of that. I was like, oh my God, are we watching an old Western right now? Because it was just very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was half expecting it like a space tumbleweed to just roll through.
They should have done it. They really should have done that. I mean,
Just like lean into it.
Yeah.
Like you're going for a nod, just like full on lean into
or you
it.
could
Why
have
not?
had or you could have had like BB-8 rolling across the screen. Could have had anything.
Too much. BB-8 didn't exist.
I mean, in The Matrix, it was just a piece of newspaper that just sort of went by between Neo and Agent Smith.
Right.
It could have been anything. I think you're right. Like, they should have totally just gone all full throttle with that, all completely. What do you think Grogu's going to choose?
Honestly, I really don't know.
I feel like the obvious choice is that he chooses to be with the Mandalorian again, because that's the show that we want to see, is them back together.
Exactly, but I feel like the correct choice is to pick up the lightsaber and continue his training, because as a Jedi and learning the way of the Force, he can probably help a lot more than if he just succumbs to his own desires.
The fact of the matter is, we don't see him in the sequel trilogy. He's not there, right?
That's true.
In episode 7, 8, and 9, how do they make sense of he becomes a student of Luke Skywalker and we never see him again, unless he just is like, oh, I'm a master, and he sort of just goes off into the sunset and comes back in the next sequel trilogy, if there is that, or just other shows.
True,
where
that's
he's
a good point.
You know, where he's a grown-up. This could literally go any direction and it'll still work. He could choose to be with the Mandalorian and then find his way back to being a Jedi again later on. He lives so long anyway.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking when Luke was like, oh, you know, just a small amount of time for you is a lifetime for other people. And
Yeah.
I thought, well, if that's the case, why not just let him have his short little time and the rest of Mando's lifetime together and be happy? And then you can go back to school every time. It's like the argument that people have when they graduate from high school and they're all like, I'm just going to go to college straight away. And some other people take a gap year or two, or or, go to college as a freshman when they're 27, because why not?
Right.
Yeah.
No, exactly. The visual effects on Luke Skywalker, I would say about 85% of the time looked really phenomenal.
Yeah.
There was something strange with his voice that sounded like he was dubbed.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't in the room, or he wasn't on set with everybody else. Like his voice just had a different quality to it. But outside of that, like I just thought they did a really, really good job. I remember hearing from Corridor Crew that they were contacted by Disney. I don't know if they were involved at all in reshaping how this was produced.
Yeah, because they did a really good job.
The thing about it is Disney already had dope-ass people helping out with de-aging and whatnot, working on Ant-Man and the Wasp and working on Captain Marvel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With Sam Jackson looking much younger. They've demonstrated, Robert Downey Jr. in one of the Iron Man films, they've demonstrated time and time again that Disney or Marvel is very capable of producing de-aging effects that look phenomenal and very realistic. And so I have no idea if they brought people from the Marvel team over to this or if they brought people from Corridor Crew or just...
Yeah, maybe it's a mix of de-aging and deep faking.
Well, deep fake is the thing that Corridor Crew was talking about, because like they did a better version supposedly of Luke from the last Mandalorian episode where they introduced Luke Skywalker into the show, which I was not shy about expressing my feelings. I wasn't very thrilled about the way he looked there. I know that everybody else was like, oh my god, I'm crying, I'm so happy, but like I got distracted by the way Luke looked and how stiff it all felt and the disconnect between him and everybody else in the room. It just felt weird to me. Whereas here, it felt way more three-dimensional, lifelike. Like it looked like Mark Hamill, younger, but slightly older than Return of the Jedi on this set.
You know what though? In a strange way, it did kind of pull me out because it was so good that I was starting to go, wow, I wonder how they did that. That's very good. And then I was starting to think about that rather than the story.
I'd rather have this problem than the previous one. Which,
absolutely. 100%. Yeah, this is a much better problem to have.
Yeah. Just that's Mark Hamill much younger. It just looks, it's so lifelike at times.
Although I do completely agree with you about the dialogue, because I noticed it especially in the scene that he had with Ahsoka, because she, like Rosario Dawson, is giving everything acting wise. There's all the nuances in her voice and in her body and her facial expressions and everything. And then compared to Luke Skywalker, there was a kind of like wooden quality to it. And that was when I really noticed it and was like, oh, okay, there's something a little bit off here.
That is why Christopher Nolan refuses to do ADR most of the time. Like he very much is adamantly against ADR because of that very thing. He's like it's never as good.
It's hard to replicate a performance in ADR.
That is the very reason why when you watch his movies, which are all shot on film, like proper film, not digital, he jumps back and forth between the IMAX format and the 35mm format because the IMAX film cameras are so loud that he resorts to the 35mm because you can actually get on-set dialogue and the cameras aren't freaking loud and ruining the dialogue. That's kind of what happens. I don't know how, I'm guessing that Mark Hamill came in either much earlier or much later, most likely much earlier, just to get the recording done. And then Ahsoka's just reacting to the stand-in. I don't know if Mark Hamill's on set. I don't think he is. Either way, like I'm just applauding the team at how phenomenal that looked. There were instances I was questioning myself, going, did they get another actor that just looks like him? Because it looks so good that I was convinced it wasn't CGI at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that they have a human stand-in and it's just the face, but still, good God. But anyway, there were some fun Grogu moments with the training and whatnot.
Yes.
Of him bouncing around. And, there was instances where it went full CG and I'm like, I saw that coming because I was thinking in my head, I'm like, at some point, and no sooner than I thought this, they did it. I was like, at some point, they have to go full CG with Grogu in order to get really complex with his movements because most of his movements up to now have been quite simple. And then, like, lo and behold, there he is doing, like, all kinds of crazy jumps and whatnot. And it took me a second to realize that it was CG. So for the most part, it looked good, but there was an instance from behind where I'm like, oh, that's a cartoon. But it was just fun to watch him in his training and whatnot, doing his thing. And like you see him elevating because he couldn't even get a little jump. And then suddenly he's like doing full twists and whatnot.
Yeah, I think we all missed Grogu, and then getting to see him was really nice. Although it did kind of break my heart that he didn't have that, not reconciliation, but
well, we'll get it later.
But
that's
that
the
moment,
point.
yeah, I guess you're right. I guess the logical or obvious way it's gonna go is that Grogu is gonna choose Mando, and he's gonna go back to him, and we'll get that reunion. That's the word I was looking for.
I think it's gonna be a reunion season. I don't think we're going to see that in this show.
No, what? No, I think we're going to see it in the next episode.
No.
The next episode is the finale episode, isn't it?
I mean,
so
it's
going to
possible.
end. They're going to like do the thing, run towards each other's arms, and then Grogu's going to do like a really cool leap.
It's possible,
Yeah.
but I think it's more of a tease as to what's coming next after Boba Fett's finished.
Maybe.
That's the more likely scenario that plays out. This is more of a setup for something later. I think, I could be wrong, they could give us something dope in the next one. You know, I have got to echo something or sort of repeat what I said before in the previous discussion, which is I feel a little bit bad for the Boba Fett character.
I was going to say, yeah.
It's like, this is 2 whole episodes that we really didn't get much with him.
No, because it really does feel like now they're trying to segue into the next season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Whereas the second season of The Mandalorian, when they introduced Boba Fett, it was still very much The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then it was only at the very end that we got the surprise tease of, and you're going to see more Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett. And here it's just basically like, and now it's Mando and Grogu, which I'm not mad about because I love them.
I do wonder how all of this was developed, because it's like that's a very conscious choice to just completely ignore Boba Fett for the Book of Boba Fett story.
Yeah, I feel like if it was just going for the Book of Boba Fett, we probably could have just ended on chapter 4, because the book so far seems to be like, well, we're done. We learned all about his backstory, which was super interesting.
Well,
I
need the
loved
war.
all that stuff. And then
Yeah.
I guess, so now we're going to catch up with the war, and then
Yeah.
it's going to be done.
You know, if you go back and read The Hobbit, there's this huge section that has nothing to do with Bilbo Baggins. Like, nothing to do with Bilbo Baggins. And I mean, that's not a great comparison, but the fact of the matter is it goes off on this other story with this other character that defeats the dragon, and then it comes back to Bilbo.
Right, yeah.
It's the strangest book by today's standards. And so, I mean, it deviates from Boba, and then it'll come back to him in the final chapter. It still feels odd, though, you know. But what can he really do? The fact of the matter is, they didn't really have much story to tell with Boba Fett. I think that's what I'm realizing here.
Yeah.
There was only so much to explore. He's got some of the politics of the town, and now he's got to build his army. But he's not actually doing any of that. It's this other character who's doing it for him, which is
Fennec
Mandalorian.
Shand.
Well, her too. He's just sort of waiting. He's not as active a character at this point because it's not about him anymore until the final episode, I guess.
I'm kind of bummed that the Marshal got taken out.
Well, we don't know if he's dead. We saw him get shot, but we don't know if he's dead because they went to him right away, and I don't know if they were treating him or whatever.
Okay, fair point.
But they did a really good job with setting up this other dude I don't know where he's from, if he was introduced in the Clone Wars series or whatever, or if we've seen him before in the books. I have no idea where he's shown up before, and I apologize if this is like a very obvious thing that we're both missing out on.
Yeah,
but
he seems badass though. He's terrifying the moment he showed up.
They did a really good job with the setup here because, you know, with our sheriff, with our marshal, we saw how badass he is.
Yeah.
Right? We knew that already, but we see it here.
We're
as a
reminded,
refresher, right?
yeah.
And then you see him get taken out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was a very good like setup and payoff because, you know, we see him be so good. Like he takes out 3 guys, just like pow, 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 real quick. And then he comes up against this guy who, you know, just comes in like a shadow in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're like, well, they've showed us how good the Marshal is.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be better
Yeah.
and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, that's exactly the point, right? Because you go, okay, so if the Marshal's that badass and this guy can take out the Marshal, that shows you just how badass that dude is now.
Yes.
You know, as George Lucas made painfully obvious in Star Wars Episode 1, there's always a bigger fish in the sea. There you go. There was some cool fan service here with the training. I mean, it's interesting how it's kind of flipped because, you know, Yoda was teaching Luke in Empire, and then here it's Luke teaching Grogu, but it's the same positioning, the flipping, the running through the, you know, I thought that was cool. One of the things I really appreciated about this is that there was this sort of, I guess, peacefulness or tranquility to the training that we haven't really seen in other Star Wars stuff yet, as far as my experience goes, because everything has always been with this crazy urgency in, you know, Empire Strikes Back, for instance. It's like, it's the Empire. He's got to deal with Darth Vader and the Empire and whatnot. And like, there's some epic thing waiting, whereas this is just like training. Like kind of what it feels like if you go to martial arts school or something. It's like you're just training. And it's just kind of cool and very Asian. You know, it's the very like the kind of the Buddhist thing of being with the bamboo
Zen,
and the Zen and like really finding your oneness, your center.
Feel the force.
Feel the force and all that stuff. Like, I just thought that was kind of neat as a departure from what we usually get in Star Wars. But there's a part of me that can't help but feel like this is just a very, very well produced fan film more than a Star Wars thing.
It kind of did feel like that. Like some of the fan service moments, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, clearly they're going to do that. And it was delightful and lovely and all of that. But I don't know, it didn't really like jazz me up too much.
Well, because it was tranquil. That's the thing. It's like there was nothing urgent in this episode, really. Because the urgent thing is this battle that's going to come, but like...
They weren't even really talking about that.
Yeah.
And when they were training there, it was just like, oh, Luke is training Grogu. And I have to say, Luke is a very nice teacher. He's like so calm and understanding and kind. I'm like, oh, you can teach me.
I would say, if I'm being honest, you know, story-wise, this episode would get like a C. But fan service-wise and just visually, it gets an A. It's like it's doing a really good job in that regard because like it made me happy to connect with these things again. You know, the nostalgia, it can't be helped. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was just super happy to see Grogu.
And I'm very impressed with the visual effects in this episode. And so that all gets an A. But the story, it's like it's kind of clunky. It doesn't really move things forward for Boba Fett a heck of a lot unless Grogu shows up in Chapter 7 like you had mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing that moved the story forward for Boba Fett is now that the bar has just been blown up, and that's a big deal, you know, because that was a very important place in his territory, and they've just come in and blown the whole place up. So
I would be sorely disappointed if Eric Voss does not mention the Untouchables. If he doesn't mention the Untouchables with regards to that opening, I'm going to be so disappointed because it's such an obvious nod to that movie. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, all notifications. What? I was doing so well. All notifications and vote this up. If you're watching this on Patreon, thanks so much for supporting us here. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.